Rich way to God. This goes out to you.
Bass. Vision, dreams of passion. And all the while I think of you.
Rich way to
Very
God.
strange reaction.
It's a rock.
The more I see, the
I'm
more
much finer
I
vodka.
do. Baby.
Dominic, what's up, Dominic?
Ticket to ride, white line highway. Tell all your friends they can go my way. Pay your toll, sell your soul. Pound for pound costs more than gold. The longer you stay, the more you pay. My white line go a long way, either up your nose or through your vein. With nothing to gain except killing your brain. Higher, baby. Get higher, baby. Get higher, baby. And don't ever come down.
Let's
Here's
go.
the driven snow. And now I'm
FANMIO
having
fan
fun,
meal.
baby.
You wanna connect one-on-one?
It's getting kinda low. I need some one-on-one, baby. Baby. A million magic crystals, painted pure and white. A multi-million dollars, almost overnight. Twice as sweet as sugar, twice as bitter as salt. And if you get hooked, baby, it's nobody else's fault, so don't do it. Higher, baby. Get higher, baby. Get higher, baby. And don't ever come down. Don't you get too high, baby. You really turn me on and on. My temperature is rising. No, I don't want you to go. A street kid gets arrested. Gonna do some time. He got out 3 years from now just to commit more crime. A businessman is caught with 24 kilos. He's out on bail and out of jail, and that's the way it goes. Athletes rejected, governors corrected. Gangsters, thugs, and smugglers are thoroughly respected. The money gets divided, the women get excited. Now I'm broke and it's no joke, it's hard as hell to fight, don't buy it!
Executive producer Azariah Malone Cartagena. I never say her name. Ayezo. Coke is a joke. You right. You right. That's my girl who hooks me up at the deli over there. What is it, Doris? When I go see my mother up there. The Stimmies are back. And so this is the kind of shit they play when the Stimmies come back. 1400. President Joe Biden is speaking now. They say it's the biggest package ever, Stimmy. It's supposed to really help the poor people. Joe Biden looks sharp today. It's like they put him in a simulator all day. They put him in some shit. They froze him up so he could come out brand new. New York City, 68 degrees, aka chancleta weather. We outside, B. You know New Yorkers don't know how to act. Outside, 68 degrees, chancleta weather on Broadway, Papito. Them motherfuckers trying to open the pump. They trying to open the pump at 68 degrees. Like, you get somebody, you always know a New Yorker. I live in Miami. This shit could be like 60 degrees, 58. You in the hotel, you look in the pool, they in the pool. It's so cold up there that I remember when I used to come down here with the big ass Timbs up to my kneecaps. I be in the pool 58 degrees. It's not technically hot, but you feel like, damn, this shit hot. And so, chancleta weather is in effect. Everybody outside. The stimmies is back. It's looking like people gonna get that money. He said, yo, Joe, they wearing wife beaters out here. Pause. We don't mean it in that way. How y'all doing? How's everybody? Siraka Much Finer Vodka. Revolt TV, 10 p.m. every Tuesday. If you know, I made fun. Y'all, Rich the Barber. Nice to see you, Rich. Nice to see you, Rich. You know, man. Damn, Rich. Don't do that, man. Don't do that, because you're good. You know, this is a family show, Rich. So, you know, every day, this is a daily show. So, I talk about everything. Myself, my family. I talk about everything. So, don't make me go there. And so, unfortunately, 2020 has been crowned the most deadliest year in U.S. history. 2020 has been the most deadliest year in U.S. history. And so, God bless everybody who has lost a family member. I know 3 people right now with COVID. Right now, 3 people. Right now, today. Not last week, not because I heard. Now, I got 3 friends. Shout out my brother Josh. Great guy. You know, I got 3 friends with COVID out there right now. So, please be careful. Wear the mask. Social distance. If you go out, be responsible. And so it's the deadliest year in U.S. history. So if you felt, shout out Hot Freestyle, if you felt like you went through some shit this year, you went through some shit this year. And so, the royal family says, no dice. They are not racist. And so, is the institution racist like everything else from day one? And can the institution be founded on racism and colonialism? But if we have any type of hope, 2021, we will hope that the people have changed and they're not racist. I'm hoping they telling the truth, because they saying it straight face. Yo, we not racist, man. Not us. And so, we'll stay tuned with that. You know, you seen your man, he's a jerk. What's his name? Pierce Morgan that used to be over. He's a jerk. He said some slick shit about Larry King when he died too. Pierce Morgan is a jerk. So my sister Little Kim hit me. Very important. My sister Little Kim hit me. Very important. And she said, brother, when you go on your show, please be clear and let people know there is no Thelma and Louise album or record or whatever. Now, I don't never want beef with Queen B. And she has always been my friend, my sister, and I love her so much. And so we got like misinformation, or we got teased into a song that my good friend Rashad played on here the night of Biggie, and Rashad did One More Chance, everything. He's a big boy. He's a huge producer. He made Doing It for LL, everything. You heard him. He's not no bum. He's not nothing like that. So he played us a track, and it kind of alluded to like Little Kim and Foxy was on the track or whatever. She says that's not true. I call Rashad because he is my friend for many, many years. And I said, Rashad, I don't want no beef with Little Kim. I love Queen B. And he said, listen, wouldn't you like for there to be an album, Thelma and Louise? And so they've been behind the scenes. A couple of people have been trying to get it done, which it feels like it'll never get done. And I personally have no beef in the universe with Foxy Brown. Never have I had a bad vibe with her. But for some reason, the women and her, it's hard, man. It's really, really hard because, you know, when my sister had beef with her, same thing. Yo, Tyrese, what's up, my brother? Love you, my brother. Tyrese is in the building. Friend of the show. And so, be clear. The Queen Bee said no Thelma, no Louise. Rashad wishes happens. He wishes it goes down, but she told me to tell you that, and I'm going to tell you that. And Rashad's my friend. Very good guy. Very reputable. But she wasn't cool with that. Another thing that was discussed on Biggie Night. Man, this Biggie Night went viral everywhere. I told about me and Biggie doing an album together, which we was working on an album together. That's a fact. And then I said it never came out true because we had kind of like, you know, we was dissing. And I thought I had told this story about 10,000 times, but I noticed on Twitter it was really, really going viral. And I just want to be very clear. No disrespect to Tupac, Mutabel, that's my guy. All of them, I love these guys. I love what Tupac stood for. Now that we older, we can see. At the time, I was coming up. Biggie was my man. I was trying to rap New York City, but I love Tupac Shakur, the legacy, the fans. He meant so much to human life. So be clear how we was thinking 20 years ago or 25 years ago is not what we think today. And I think it's very important that you know that people are allowed to change their opinions. People are allowed to grow, love each other. And so I just wanted that to be said because it seems like no one wants to give us credit on this show here because we on Instagram or whatever. But it seems like every day we viral. Like, it's not my fault. The shit all over every radio station. Everybody, thank you. Keep talking about it. The shit is in every tabloid, the source, the double X, they always, everybody, everything we do goes viral. And so the Stimmies is back. There was, and I'm telling you, and there is songs that me and Big recorded together. 1,000,000% on the album. I'm not playing. I don't go back on my shit for nothing. Be clear. And so it's bad taste to even, I thought everybody knew that. Yeah, this Big Pun and this is Full Flex. TS Legends. Legendary. And so I have a very great guest on tonight. And let me see if she's there. And you know, I was walking around the other day and some guy was like, "Yo, Joe, I love your show, but it's mostly guys. It's always guys, man. When you know, I love when you got he said, I love when you got Amber Rose. He was a horny dude anyway. I love when you got Amber Rose. I love when you got Lala. You know how it goes. Shout out to Big U. Shout out to Bibby. Shout out to Trick. Last night we tried to make it happen by any means necessary, and we did. And if you haven't seen their documentary Hip Hop Uncovered, no bullshit. Go check that out. Hold up, let me see. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we have the one and only, the very, 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 very beautiful Melissa Ford. What's up, Melissa Ford?
Hi, boo.
How you doing?
I'm good. How's it going?
I don't know why I call you Melissa Ford. Like nobody calls me Fat Joe Cartagena.
You know, everyone calls me by my full name. They always call me Melissa Ford. I'm like, you could call me Melly Mel. You could call Machine Gun Melly. Like, you know, Missy. My middle name is Savannah. So, you know, there's a small pocket of friends that call me Savannah or Savvy. But a lot of people just refer to me by my whole government.
You know, you said Missy. I want to tell a funny story. Yesterday, it was Timberland's birthday. And we was on this Zoom that if somebody was a clout chaser or whatever, man, they would have loved this Zoom. It was Justin Timberlake. It was P. Diddy. It was Jay was on there. It was me. It was Missy. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And it was a special birthday for Tim. So I, you know, all these years, I thought that Missy Elliott had took a shot at me where she was like, I like Joe, but he's sloppy, right? And so I got the courage to ask her on the Zoom. I said, yo, Missy, what you talking about me when you said I like Joe, but he's sloppy? And she was like, if you want to say it's about you, you can say that, Joe. But I wasn't even thinking about you. I said, oh, Missy, I'm not going to say it was if it wasn't. But Melissa Ford, I know you a very long time.
Yes.
It would be safe to say, and I did a lot of, today I stood home on the couch. I don't know why. Whenever I got like female guests, I really do my research because I don't want to look crazy or not be prepared or, you know, I don't know why. Any one of them that's ever come on here, Patti LaBelle, whoever you name, right? Like when Patti LaBelle came on here, I knew that Patti LaBelle did Richard Pryor's Live on the Sunset Strip.
Yeah.
And they didn't show it, but she was like, I do everything, right?
Yeah, no, well, we appreciate that. Yeah, we definitely appreciate that.
Is it safe to say you're the original video vixen, I guess the poster child of?
I would go with the blueprint. And I would say that just because, you know, when I came up in, you know, music videos, you know what they look like at that time. They were major theatrical productions. You know, the budgets were fucking enormous. I mean, we had carte blanche to do whatever we wanted, and like they look like movies, you know what I'm saying? So video models really had a starring role. Like, we were like the silent movie stars of that time. And at the same time, it kind of, you know, coincided with like the, you know, the rise of men's magazines, you know, black men's magazines, like Black Men's Magazine, SSX, Double XL,
King,
High Candy,
King.
King, of course, I was, you know, the Bible basically. And so those magazines gave us a name, you know, and gave us the opportunity to introduce ourselves to the world past just being, you know, pretty face, tits, and ass. And so a lot of times, you know, especially with King Magazine, they would have real journalists interviewing us. So they would be asking some really, really, really thought-provoking questions. And what a lot of people didn't really know about video models at the time was a lot of them were doing other things, like they were in school, they were learning, you know, they were going to school for a certain profession, like lawyers and medical school, and, you know, whatever the case is. So the reality of the situation is that it was a very specific time, very specific era of doing music videos. I left school. I was studying forensic psychology. You know, I wanted to be Clarice Starling, basically. But then entertainment came knocking, and it was knocking loud. And so I basically used my leverage in one genre of entertainment, which was music video modeling. And I kind of, you know, I maximized my popularity. I started creating product. I started creating calendars. I started to create shit. I put my image on everything from shot glasses to playing cards to mouse pads to car air fresheners, you know. And so most girls were just appearing in music videos, or appearing in the covers of magazines or the pages of magazines, or appearing in calendars. I took the bull by the horns and started to make a business out of my image. And once that happened, then I was able to leverage my popularity into another genre of entertainment, which was television hosting. So between the years of 2000 and 2004, I went from just music video modeling and being features in magazines to being on, you know, one of the faces of BET, you know, and their on-air talent, and ESPN and Stars in Black, you know. So I kind of showed everybody how it was done.
Did that happen like naturally? Did you come in with an entrepreneurial mind, or it was stuff was happening and you was like, I'm gonna turn this into a business? Or because you come from Toronto at the time, that was called T Dot.
We still call it the T Dot.
It was the T Dot. No, now they call it the 6666666. And so, yo, stop. You know, Carnell, a fish out. And so you're thrown, you're this beautiful girl, and you're thrown into this hip hop world. Like, because Toronto was very different than it is today. And you thrown in there, and you got these other video girls. You got the Gloria Vales's, the Superheads, you know, how did you manage to stay out of the, you know, that type of talk?
Out of the fuck shit.
Because I never really heard your name in the fuck shit.
My name was never in the fuck shit. Like, I wasn't a studio rat. You really never heard, you know, those stories did not accompany me, because I was really about my business. But no, I didn't come into the game thinking, oh yeah, this is what I'm going to do. Like, shit just kind of happened accidentally. There was no footprints. There was no foundation. There was nobody to follow in the footsteps of. We were just hot women being casted for videos, and like on fucking yachts with Jay-Z drinking, you know, Cristal at the time. Like, who the fuck thought that was going to become a career? Not me, you know. Gloria had different plans for herself because she was a rapper, you know, so she knew that she was going to leverage her popularity and you know, have that help her music career. So everybody had their own kind of like, you know, motivations for what they personally wanted. But I don't think that anybody was really thinking anything about, like, you know, turning this kind of like into a business. And just for context for everybody, Toronto, like Canada, we didn't get BET until like 1996 or 1997. So
Wow.
prior to that, like I didn't really know the difference between a Puffy and a Biggie, and I didn't really understand. I didn't grow up on rap music or hip hop. I really didn't. I grew up, my mother was white. I was listening to Journey and Boston and Corey Hart and Pat Benatar, you know what I'm saying? And in my dad's big blue Pontiac with the 8-track player, I was listening to Curtis Mayfield, Al Jarreau, Lou Rawls, Ella Fitzgerald, John Coltrane, Miles Davis. And then, my niece who liked to hang in the projects, she turned me on to like Guy and Alexandra O'Neill and stuff. So like my, kind of like music Rolodex was extensive, but it didn't really include a lot of hip hop. So when I started doing music videos for the biggest hip hop artists, I truly didn't know who the fuck they were. Like, I know who Jay-Z was in theory, but it's not like it weighed upon me who he was. I knew who Ghostface Killer was in theory when I did Share Shayla Ghost, but it didn't weigh upon me who the fuck he was and who Wu-Tang was. I didn't understand.
The weirdest but beautiful cameo was the one in Alicia Keys' video. That's one of my favorite. So you don't know my, and it was like, it was so different because every time we had seen you in the video, it was this sexy girl. I think, right? Because I went back, I watched all the videos. I always remembered you as the girl in Pharrell's ear, in the Shake It Fast, like that's iconic to me. When he was in his ear, it was like, damn, that's a hot chick in Pharrell's ear.
Yeah. I did that video because I was broke. I was running around the country.
The Shake It Fast?
So basically what happened was I had just gotten off tour with Cisco. So I was one of Cisco's lead dancers. And I had been touring around the country.
So you was dancing thong, ta, tong, tong, tong?
Yeah, we were on stages all over the country.
We love tong, ta, tong, tong, tong in the Bronx.
I mean, everyone, you know what? We still play at barbecues for a reason. That shit is amazing. So I just, after the tour ended in Las Vegas. In Vegas. And so I just stayed in Vegas for like 3-4 weeks, just being 20 and getting into trouble and partying too much. And 3 weeks later, I was like, oh shit, I'm running out of money. I need to do something, and then X called me and he was just like, we want you to do a video for Mystical and with Pharrell. And I was just like, yep. Send the plane to, yes, let's do it. And I had no idea that song was going to be the fucking massive hit that it was. Again, I wasn't really, Mystical. I was like, okay, I don't really know who that is. And people are like, what the fuck, Melissa? Like, it's just how it was.
But you were the go-to girl, and the thing that was unique about your time was that we would use the girls over and over again in the video.
Yeah.
And now it's like you use a girl one time, even if she's hot, then it's like use the girl that we never seen before.
Yeah.
At that time, it was like you wasn't hot if you ain't have the girl from the Mystical video.
Yeah.
Or you didn't have the girl from It's Getting Hot in Here. Like,
yeah,
there was girls you wanted in the video.
Yeah, there was a lot of competition amongst video directors to steal each other's girls, and the other reason for that was because of the magazines and videos. They played a very, very specific role in our lives at that time, and they made us stars. And so you wanted to have the girl who was just in that video, who was just featured in King magazine as, what was that feature that King used to do of like who's next or whatever the case is. You wanted that girl. I want that girl in my video. So you didn't kind of get tired of her. Social media has completely changed the game. Like we are so desensitized because we're so saturated with just so much imagery of this girl and that girl and this girl and that girl and this car. It's too hard for just one girl to emerge out of the millions at this point. You know, social media allows us to look at shit from like an international perspective. But like, to go back to your point, like, I wanted to do that Alicia Keys video because I wasn't the hot girl in the video, because it was theatrical. We were creating a scene from, you know, like Alice, you know, the TV show back in the day, Alice. So we were in a diner and Mos Def comes in and they have this little exchange, and you know, You Don't Know My Name is one of Alicia Keys' best songs. Like, it's such a feel good.
It's one of my favorite songs ever.
Ever. And I was so like, I love the fact that I got to be a part of that, you know, music video. Another music video that nobody knows that I was in, because I was there just because I was there to perform the like, I can spit fire. So Eric Sermon's video, Hot Like Fire, I'm actually in the video spitting fire, but you don't really see me. So I was hired for that. Like, a lot of times I could get hired on a music video and you wouldn't even know I was there.
Whenever we talk about something that nobody's ever heard before, it's called like a Joker moment on this show. So let me give them a Joker moment. In Black Sheep's video, Engine number 9 on the new. Before I rapped, I was in the crowd. They were my boys, so it wasn't like I was an extra, but I was an extra. And when if that chain go off the track, pick it up. And the other day I was watching some throwback videos, and I seen myself in the crowd. And so we all been in videos, you know, trying to get our face out there, trying to get seen. You've always been very, very intelligent. Always.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe it's because
that's that Canadian sensibility and your parents pushing you to pursue higher education kind of thing. They were like, yeah, congratulations on your fucking face. You know, what's your brain saying? That was what life was like, and for me in Toronto, at least.
And this proved to be the right thing for you, because, you know, when I'm thinking about video girl, right? And what I'm about to say is just no disrespect in the universe, right?
Keep it going.
But
yeah.
no, it is no disrespect. But like, to say, Kobe Bryant met his wife Vanessa Bryant in the video.
I almost did that video.
You almost
I've
did
always
that.
thought. No, I'm kidding.
You was like, damn. You gotta stop. Our good friend Betty Boone. I don't know if people know, the lead girl in the Lean Back video is Betty Boone's wife. He met her after Lean Back. Raven, right?
Yeah.
And so you never had love in the video, or looked at an artist like, yo, I could be Mrs.
Never.
Such and such.
Never once. Never. As a matter of fact, for the most part, I was in a relationship for a lot of that, you know, like I was in a long-term relationship from like March 2001 all the way to like 2004. So like Jadakiss Knock Yourself Out, you know, and even then before that, like, well, being in a relationship, it was just like one, you know, leave one guy, be with another guy, blah, blah, blah. And that would be like 9 months here, 4 years there, whatever. But I was always booed up during these music videos. So I never looked at.
So are you the type of person that has to be booed up?
Fuck no. Fuck no.
Have you been single for a while? Or there's people who have to be booed up. So if you break up and then you get with something.
No, that was just like youth and just like, you know, just always just having somebody available, like to be your boo and whatnot. Like, I mean, I love, but I'm single now, and I love it. I really love it.
You really love being single?
I love my freedom. I really love my freedom. I
you know, because I watched the old interview of yours, and they was like, yo, what you want in a man? And you was like, I want honesty. I want loyalty. I want a guy who reads the Bible, a guy. Have you met this guy yet? Or do you still believe that guy's out there?
I think that I've changed a lot about what my criteria is. I have realized that sometimes the most charismatic men are borderline fucking sociopaths. So that is something that I kind of like, that's not like high on the requirement list. That whole honesty thing, you gotta be careful what you ask for when it comes to that honesty thing, because you don't know how that person's gonna deliver it. All I really want is somebody who's going to like be my fucking, you know, my ace, my partner in life, my person who is gonna, you know, just be a witness to my life. You know what I mean? Somebody that wants to elevate with me spiritually, mentally, emotionally, financially. I can't fuck with a dude who does not want to chase multiple bags, because that is where I'm at.
So you're not interested. I told my daughter today, she's 14, and she was like, you know, and all these girl rappers, they're talking about they won't be with a broke guy, that they wanted this. And I looked out and said, listen, you better not be with a broke guy. Like I tell my daughter, 14 years old, you better not come in here with a sucker for love with a broke guy. I don't give a fuck. I tell any female in my family, you have to level up.
Okay,
like
so wait, let's talk about broke. What does broke mean? Does broke mean he's like a fireman or a UPS driver?
Broke is saying what you just said. No, I'm not mad at a 9-to-5. But you saying you like a guy who's aggressive, who likes that isn't just, you know, you don't want the guy who got a good job but he's playing the Xbox in front of you all day and he's 30-something, 40 years old. You don't want that guy. You want a guy that's trying to open businesses, trying to go, you know, you don't want a broke guy. It's and I tell all my cousins that, my goddaughters, I tell them, and I don't care who.
I mean, the thing, I want somebody who has.
Shout out to Timbo the King, Timberland on the checking, but yeah.
Hey Tim, I want somebody who is ambitious and driven in nature. You know, somebody who is, you know, intellectually curious all the time. One thing I cannot tolerate is somebody who thinks that they have all the motherfucking answers in life. One thing I have definitely realized is the older that I get, the less I fucking know. I'm a student of life forever. I am constantly, if I can't physically read a book because I'm too busy, I'm listening to Audible in my car. I'm listening to stuff on YouTube. I'm doing everything that I can to expand my horizons. And also I'm very, 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 very conscious of every single minute that I am spending while I'm on this earth. I mean, because, you know, a lot of people know that I was in a car accident almost 3 years ago that almost took my life. And then almost like a year and a half later, my mom was diagnosed with a very aggressive form of cancer that took her inside of 7 months. The last 3 years have been extremely difficult, but what it has really shown me is that we act like we have tomorrow promised. We act like we have 5 minutes from now promised, and that is not true. So I am extremely cognizant of how I spend every single moment of my life in a very intentional manner. So if I want to lay on the fucking couch and be a couch potato for the day, you better believe I intended to fucking do it, and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability.
That's how I am. And I find myself, now that I'm older, enjoying the air, enjoying the music. Like, I just enjoy everything, and I'm like you said, nothing's guaranteed. I'm trying to be as happy as I can be. I believe happiness is the true currency in life.
Amen.
And whatever makes you happy, if it's reading, if it's doing whatever you do, exercising, whatever makes you happy is the true currency in life. And so you went through this near-death experience.
Yeah.
And I was with you. Like when I go through this story, um, I'm with you. I understand what you're saying, right? And so you got you this beautiful this girl. You have this excellent life, and you wake up and you in a coma. You got the thing your head, because everybody knows you for being beautiful,
Yeah.
right? Your
Yeah.
head's
It was
cracked
scary.
open.
Yeah.
You you know, you got to teach yourself how to speak, how to walk on the walker. You got to. This is a horrible time.
Yeah.
Um, and I know from watching you today, Melissa Ford's been my life today, right? That you've been fighting depression a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And
yeah.
what at that time you depressed, what what are you feeling?
When the accident happened and dealing with
Yeah, you got to
depression
come
then.
back. What are you feeling? Because I just had a show, I think last week or 2 days ago, where I talked about I went through depression for 2 years because I
Yeah.
had lost my sister, my grandfather, pun, all in like a week, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I went 2 years of therapy. I went through depression. What was depression like for you? What was the symptoms?
Well, when it came to my car accident, part of my depression was, was chemical. It was physical and chemical because my natural mood stabilizers, my serotonin and dopamine receptors, had been compromised due to my traumatic brain injury. My head was slammed off the pavement of the 134 freeway here in California. So my head was cracked open, my brain was bleeding. I had a massive concussion. I was walking with a walker for a month. Like shit was fucked up. And so the depression that I faced was chemical, and I I had always fought depression in the past, like I white knuckled it through my problems. I felt like taking medication was was for suckers. It wasn't for me. I was tough. And if I started taking medication, then I was a pussy. That was how I thought. And I had to have a doctor like have a conversation with me, like, Melissa, if your arm's broken, like, are you gonna get it casted? I said, yeah. They're like, well, like, think about the same thing that's going on with your brain. It is broken. It needs to be healed, And so the depression was, I call it a monster that I was confronted with that I did not know how to fight. And I contemplated suicide to the point where my friends came over to my house and wouldn't leave me for 3 days. They did shifts because they knew that if they left me alone during those days, I probably would have harmed myself. I felt like I couldn't see tomorrow. I felt like there was no purpose for me to be on this planet anymore. I felt like there was.
And Melissa, you went through actually thinking of how you would take your life.
Yeah, I thought about just a lot of pills, opioids, and just chasing it with some vodka and going the fuck to sleep. I thought about hanging myself. I thought about driving into traffic. Like I thought about the most insane shit. But part of the reason why a lot of people also contemplate suicide is they feel like they're a burden to others. They want their pain to end, and they feel like they're a burden to all of their friends and their family, that they just feel like your lives will be so much better if I'm not here anymore, and you don't have to worry about me. So I'm going to remove myself from the equation. And that's how, when people say, oh, it was a selfish act for them to commit suicide, more often than not, that's not the way that they're thinking. They're thinking, I feel like I'm doing you a service by ending my own life so that you don't have to worry about me anymore. And that was how I was feeling. I was feeling insignificant. I was feeling empty. I was feeling I was feeling unloved, unwanted, and I just I could not see how the future could brighten up for me. I couldn't see it. It's your mind is playing tricks on you, and thankfully I had the right medical professionals involved in my life. I had a wonderful group of friends that took very, very good care of me.
You know what I say all the time every night before I end the show
Mm.
is let your darkest moments bring your most clarity.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so what I mean is it's when you down and out. It's when you in your toughest time and you look around you and you see who's really there for you, who really holds you down. And then you get to see the people who really don't have your back or just there for a look or for the moment or whatever the case. You know,
Yeah.
God has a way of showing you who's really there for you, who's really your people.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's crazy because with this world of social media, did you feel people clout chased your accident?
Yeah. What was fucking crazy to me was how quick people were to insert themselves into my tragedy by way of posting me and talking about me in the captions, but they never called me. They never text me. They didn't send nary a fucking flower to my hospital room, and they knew where I was. So I just was like, where they do that at? Like, what kind of shit is that? And it just exemplified how fucked up social media is and what it does to the average person, you know, like wanting to have a look, you know what I mean? Like, and maintain a facade. It was such bullshit. I was furious. I was furious. I lost friends at the time, people that I just couldn't speak to anymore after that, because I was
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
Now, do you think, let me play devil's advocate. Do you think that we're living in a society, because I ain't gonna lie, I've been guilty of posting a friend of mine for their birthday and not calling them that day, feeling like I said happy birthday. You know,
Yeah.
and some people with the social media, they're like trying to wish you well, and even though they didn't call you, they thought they did the right thing. You don't share that same
You know, I think a birthday wish is different from, you know, like, you know, somebody's almost fucking dying and then they post a picture of you and they don't say, hey, by the way, you good? You know, it's a little bit less, you know, like there's times where like I've posted on somebody's page like, oh, the happiest of birthdays and stuff like that. Sometimes it's easier for us to just like post it there because we know they're gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of my own birthday wishes that people didn't, you know, text me on my page, and it's fine. Like I don't think that that's like a really big deal, but I do think that social media has like altered the way that we interact with each other, like to a really strange manner. Like people break up with each other on fucking social media. Like they make these
this
posts.
corny, this
And I'm
this,
like, wait,
this,
what?
this shit here. Believe me, if I break up with my wife, it won't be on Instagram talking about, you know, all these years later, I have to, nah, it ain't gonna happen like that.
Yeah, and it gets to the point where you wonder, look, this is the fucking problem. You wonder what's real and what's not anymore. Like, here's a good example. No shade, because I don't know the situation at all, other than what they've shown us at Safari and Erica Mena. He gets online and decides to tell everybody that marriage was the worst thing that he ever did. And I'm like, shouldn't Erica be the first person and the only person you kind of say that to? But hey, what do I know? I'm not in your fucking relationship. And then she comes on and then she's just like, well, since you want to be a bitch about it and tell everybody on social media, blah, 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 this, that, the other. And they're going on and on and on. And for a second, I'm sitting here thinking like, is this for the next season of Love and Hip Hop? Like, we can't help but think that, right? You know what I mean? So
you know what happened? You know
so
what
now
happened
we're just
to me?
like, what the fuck is real and what's not real?
You know what happened to me? Something that happened really, really local. And this is where I discovered it. I was shooting. I was in Puerto Rico shooting a Netflix series with Spike Lee. She's Gotta Have a Season 2. And then this kid dies. He was tragically murdered in the Bronx. His name was Junior.
Yeah.
And
Junior.
I
Oh my
saw
God.
everybody and their mother show up with his mother, post them in every language, come over there to photo ops of all photo ops, the this. And that's when I realized, I said, yo, they clout chasing death. Like,
Yes.
they don't
Yes.
know this kid. Are they going to talk to his mother a year from now?
Yes.
And I had a real problem. And being that I was far away from New York, I really could see clearly what was going on. And I was like, yo, this shit is crazy. And
Yeah.
it seems like people will clout chase death. They will
Yeah.
clout chase any situation
Yeah.
to make them look good and their likes to go up or some shit.
The reality of the situation is that as human beings, we have instincts. You know what I'm saying? And one of our worst instincts is narcissism. It is. And social media feeds that fucking monster, you know, to the point where we lose sight of our own morality, I think, at times. And I use we in a general sense. You know, there's some people that, you know, they have their own set of rules as how they will operate online. I'm one of them. I have very specific rules as to how I will operate online. There's a reason why nobody ever sees a man on my page. And that is because it's none of y'all's motherfucking business who's dicking me down. Okay?
But let me ask you something, Melissa. Hold up. Because I got different views on this thing. I get it because you don't know because of past relationships if you're going to break up with this man. But if you have a man, like we see these girls in all these exotic vacations, there's a guy behind that camera who's taking them to these exotic vacations, or when they're eating the lobster and they show his hand. And I think, you know what I think about that shit, right? And so at what point do you, and same thing with the guys, whenever it's like Valentine's and a motherfucker gotta post this girl, you be like, oh shit, I didn't know he had a wife or girl. Like, what is it on social media when, is there a way to say, like, do women, is that a way to say, I'm not showing them because I don't want nobody to know my man, or you just don't want to show the dude because he might fuck up the other dudes that like you?
Oh, no. I'm not worried about that shit. Man, one thing that you could be for certain is men are not worried about another man in your life, okay? They're still going to shoot their motherfucking shot. They don't care, okay? So I'm never worried about that. For me, it's, first of all, like, until I know it's super, super real, then there's nothing to discuss. Social media cannot play a role in my relationship because I feel like once it does, it alters the relationship, you know? And I just, I'm not serving myself up for public consumption in that manner. I take my photos, I do my show here at the Black Report, I do my podcast, you know,
Okay,
and
because
stuff like that. I gotta keep something for me. There's gotta be a line.
All right, okay, Melissa, I'm not gonna
For
go
me.
there, right?
For me.
I want to talk about my guy,
Okay.
Jason Lee.
Mm-hmm.
This guy looking fucking amazing these days. He making me try to get on some type of diet. How the fuck he lose all this weight? He's looking amazing. Like, what's up with Jason Lee? Like, I mean, he looks like a model.
Well, two things. He was very candid about his gastric sleeve operation, which
so he did the operation.
Yeah, which allowed him to lose a significant amount of weight. And two, I left Hollywood Unlocked in August, I guess. Yeah.
So you're not doing Hollywood Unlocked no more?
Nope, I quit.
So what are you doing now?
Well, I am here at Fox Soul's Black Report because we just wrapped our show. Like I said, I've always wanted to expand my repertoire, and I really wanted to start. And so that's what I deliver every single day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. PST.
Say it again, because somebody called you right at that. I guess once I mentioned Jason Lee,
Okay.
they calling you like yo, like.
So I'm on the Black Report. So Fox Soul is a new digital network. A lot of people know about it. Claudia Jordan has her show Out Loud with Claudia Jordan, Cocktails with Queens. Jeezy has a show on here. Angela Yee has a show. There's The Mix, the Book of Sean. There's a bunch of shows on Fox Soul. So I'm on the Black Report, which is hard-hitting news, and it's just something that I wanted to add to my professional repertoire. Was
You know what I love is when I Google you,
yeah,
it says media personality.
because that's what I am. That's what I am. You know. I mean, like, you know, today we were talking about the stimulus bill. We were talking about Congresswoman.
Yeah, that was the first thing I started the show with. The Stimmies is back.
Yeah,
the Stimmies is back.
Yeah, we discuss politics at length. We talk about social issues. We had Desmond Meade on as a guest. You know, who's one of Time's most influential people. You know, 100 most influential people. You know, who's still working towards clemency, but yet he's about to be a New York Times bestseller. I mean, like, we talked to Derek Johnson, the president of NAACP. Like, we talk about hard hitting news here on the show. So this was just the direction that I kind of wanted to take with my life professionally. You know,
that's what you got to do, and whatever makes you happy, and wherever you want to take your legacy. I'll ask you one quick question. You worked Jay-Z, Pharrell, the biggest guys in the world. Who'd you wish you worked with in the video?
At the time, when I was doing music videos and stuff like that, Kanye, because when Kanye came out, his videos, his music, it was so innovative, and he was such a fucking genius when it came to his creativity and his vision. And he was so
I loved all those videos,
like so hands-on, you know. So College Dropout and Late Registration and
the joint with the girls in the gym, all those shits. He shot it so artistically beautiful. That would be he's probably the last of that level of quality of video in that era that you was in.
Yeah, I would definitely have loved to have done one of his videos. However, we did end up doing Entourage together. So it's the final episode of season 2 where he's on a plane and the guys need to get to the Cannes Film Festival, and they basically jump on his plane and I play a flight attendant. He made that happen. So we actually did get to, you know, do something cinematically together, which was bomb. But yeah, I would have loved to have starred in one of his videos. Absolutely.
Melissa Ford, thank you for coming on the show.
Of course.
Could you tell them where to find you? Tell them about your show again. Plug it in, because my audience is very loyal and they will follow you now. So let them know where you be at.
All right, well, hit me up on Instagram at Melissa Ford, MELYSSAFORD, and then download Fox Soul's Black Report, download Fox Soul app, and Black Report is on 4 p.m. PST, 7 p.m. EST, Monday through Friday, and yeah, get your hard-hitting news from sassy motherfucker like him, like me.
We love you, Melissa Ford.
Thank
you for coming on the biggest show in the game. You gotta click off here because they got new things. You gotta click off.
All right, let's see if I can figure this shit out, because you know I'm like the youngins these days in technology.
No, you did great. You clear. You look great.
Okay.
We love you. Okay.
All right, I love you too. Bye, guys.
All right, bye. Timbo the King has watched this whole interview. Timbo, that Triller that Triller Timbo the King, Swiss Beats, Major Move, signed that big deal with the. You don't know who I know. You don't know who I know. And so you guys are very spoiled. I'm telling you, this shit gonna be over. I'm letting you know this will be over. You do not have Fat Joe on your phone and in your living room every day forever. It is not going to happen, guys. This shit's gonna be over. Every day, 8 o'clock, let me throw it on. Oh shit, Melissa, Vivica Fox, Kalani, that shit ain't happening forever. Be clear. You lying to yourself. And anybody who tell you they got it popping more than Joe Crack during this quarantine is almost a year straight. Chris Brown, Sweetie, Alicia Keys. This shit ain't no regular shit that's been going on. You have to stop lying to yourselves. Stop acting as if this is normal, because it's not. And every day I put on the biggest show for you. We talk a whole lot of shit. The Stimmies is back. COVID, Dr. Fauci, AOC, Hakeem Jeffries. We got guys on here who's impeaching the president. We got Eric B. and Rakim on here. Eric B. for president. Chuck D. I mean, we got the biggest guys in the world. Stop acting like this a regular thing. That's the whole shit. When I'm gone, that's it. It's over. We can't keep talking about the white van, guys, because you guys are trying to get me in trouble. You guys are trying to get me in trouble. Yesterday was a whole white van session. You had Benny, you had Big U, you had Trick. The whole episode was white van. Put God first, stay safe. I know 3 people. Bobby Trent just got out the hospital. My man Josh, I know 3 people with corona right now. Today. Not last week, yesteryear, right now. And so, God is the greatest. Put God first. Believe in God. Let your darkest moments bring your most clarity. And so we had a fun, cool interview with Melissa Ford. She's gone through a lot. She needs our prayers. She went through an accident, almost killed her, cracked her head. A lot of depression. She lost her moms. She needs our prayers. Trust me. And so this ain't gonna go on forever, guys. So stop being spoiled. Stop thinking this is normal shit. Oh, who's Fat Joe bringing tomorrow? Who is it? Like, who else is bringing these motherfuckers on this IG shit? Like, this is not regular shit. Yeah, man, she's been tough. She's been tough. Peace, y'all. See you tomorrow at 8. The biggest in the game.